So Mangalacharan prayers all together.
Yes.
Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadāmahyam Dadāti Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta
Namostute.
Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Namo Namaha.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vachaktarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki Jai Bhagavad Gita ki Jai Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
So let me share the verse. Hopefully in the meantime Kiran Prabhu also will join. Okay, so we are reading from 10th chapter,
Yes.
Vibhuti Yoga, or the opulences of the absolute. And first 3 verses we have done so far.
This is which yoga? Opulence of the absolute?
Vibhuti. Vibhuti
Okay.
Yoga. Vibhuti म्हणजे opulence.
Yes, yes.
Bhagwantancha Vibhuti, Bhagwantancha opulence.
Correct,
He is
correct.
all opulent. So he's explaining Arjuna all his vibhutis. So Arjuna asks towards the 13th or 14th verse. Arjuna asks, how do I remember you? How can I remember you and how do I see you? So please tell me. And Krishna says that, oh, there are so many things you remember me and my opulences. Can you please tell me more about your opulences? And then Krishna says that there is no limit to my opulences, but I can tell you only some few are very prominent or you can understand. So, yeah. So that's what this whole chapter is, Vibhuti Yoga. And in the beginning also he is telling more about it.
I forgot the Vibhuti.
Which one?
Vibhuti Yoga.
So
Vibhuti Shabda आठवत नव्हता.
Vibhuti, Vibhuti is opulence or Aishwarya.
Opulence. Correct.
So, yeah, in the beginning, Krishna said that I am going to tell you something more important. Now, he has given already in last chapter Rajavidya,
Hmm.
Rajaguhya. He said that this is king of knowledge and this is king of all the
Okay.
secrets. But he further says here, oh, I am going to tell you something more. Please listen carefully. And then what he says that neither the host of demigods nor the sages, great sages, or anybody, they know the
Yeah.
origin of my origin or my opulences.
Correct.
Name vidu surgana prabhavam na maharshaya. Because I am actually the source of all the devatas and sages. And he says all. That includes Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, everybody. And then he claims further, that's what we read last week, that one who knows me as unborn and as the beginningless and as the supreme Lord of all the worlds, he among undeluded men is freed from all the sins. Just by knowing Krishna convincingly with full conviction that he is unborn, as
Yes.
beginningless, and he is the Loka Maheshwaram. He is the supreme lord of all the existing planetary systems or universes or whatever that may exist. So just by knowing this, that person is undeluded. He is not confused, or he knows everything in a way, and then is freed from all the sins. So today we are going to learn something. There are so many qualities we know, or so many things that we perceive in this world. But Krishna says that they are all created by me. I am even not only the source of demigods and all the planetary systems or universes, but even the qualities what you see around us that are in people or everywhere, those are also created by me alone. And that's what we are going to learn today. And that's why I thought today's verses, it's a couple of verses, two verses together are very important. So let's recite these verses. Buddhir jñānam asammohaḥ.
बुद्धिर्ज्ञानः सम्मोहः
Buddhir jñānam asammohaḥ.
बुद्धिर्ज्ञानमसम्मोहः
Kṣamā satyam damaḥ śamaḥ.
क्षमा
Satyam,
सत्यं
Dama,
दमः
Shama.
क्षमा
Kṣamā satyam damaḥ śamaḥ.
क्षमा
Shama,
सत्यं
Satyam, Dama,
दमः
Shama.
क्षमः
Sukhaṁ duḥkhaṁ bhavo bhāvo.
Sukhaṁ,
सुखं
Duḥkhaṁ,
दुःखं
bhavo,
भावो
Sukhaṁ duḥkhaṁ bhavo bhāvo.
सुखं
Sukhaṁ,
दुःखं
Duḥkhaṁ,
भवो
bhavo,
भावो
Bhayam cābhayam ca.
bhayam
भयं
cha,
चाभयमेव च
Bhayam cābhayam ca.
भयं
cha,
चाभयमेव च
Ahiṁsā samatā tuṣṭis.
अहिंसा
ahimsa,
समता
samata,
तुष्टि
Ahiṁsā samatā tuṣṭis.
अहिंसा
ahimsa,
समता
samata,
तुष्टि
Tapo dānaṁ yaśo yaśaḥ.
तपो
tapo,
ज्ञानं
yasho,
यशो यशः
Tapo dānaṁ yaśo yaśaḥ.
तपो
tapo,
ज्ञानं यशो यशः
Bhavanti bhāvā bhūtānāṁ.
भवन्ति भावा भूतानां
Bhavanti bhāvā bhūtānāṁ.
भवन्ति भावा भूतानां
Matta eva pṛthag-vidhāḥ.
मत्त
Mattayeva
एव
pṛthag-vidhāḥ.
पृथग्विदाः
Matta eva pṛthag-vidhāḥ.
मत्त
Mattayeva
एव पृथग्विदाः
Do one more time. Buddhir jñānam sammoha.
बुद्धिर्ज्ञानं सम्मोहः
Kṣamā satyam damaḥ śamaḥ.
क्षमा
Shama, Satyam,
सत्यं
Dama,
दमः क्षमा
Shama.
Sukhaṁ duḥkhaṁ bhavo bhāvo.
Sukhaṁ,
सुखं
Duḥkhaṁ,
दुःखं भवो
bhavo,
भावो
bhayaṁ cābhayamev ca,
bhayaṁ
bhayaṁ
cābhayam
cābhayamev ca,
ahiṁsā samatā tuṣṭis,
ahiṁsā
ahiṁsā
samatā
samatā tuṣṭis,
tapo dānaṁ yaśo yaśaḥ,
tapo
tapo
dānaṁ yaśo
dānaṁ
yaśaḥ,
bhavanti bhāvā bhūtānāṁ,
bhavanti
bhavanti bhāvā
bhāvā
bhūtānāṁ,
matta eva pṛthag-vidhāḥ.
matta eva pṛthag-vidhāḥ.
We'll take one recitation. Madhu Prabhu, you want to recite?
Yes. बुद्धिर ज्ञानम असम्मोह
Buddhir
बुद्धिर्ज्ञानम्
jñānam
asammohaḥ,
क्षमा सत्यम दमः शमः
क्षमा सत्यं दमः क्षमः,
सुखम दुःखम भवो भावो
sukhaṁ
सुखं दुःखं
bhavo
बहो भावो,
भयं च भयमेव च
bhayaṁ
भयं च
cābhayam
भयमेव च,
अहिंसा समता तुष्टिस्
ahiṁsā
अहिंसा
samatā
समता तुष्टिस्,
तपो दानं यशो यशा
तपो
tapo dānaṁ
दानं
yaśo
यशो
yaśah
यशः,
भवन्ति भावा भूतानां
bhavanti
bhavanti
भवन्ति
bhāvā
भावा
bhūtānāṁ
भूतानां,
मत्त एव पृथग्विता
मत्त
matta eva
एव
pṛthag-vidhāḥ.
पृथग्विदाः.
Thank you, Prabhu. Do word for word translation. Buddhi means intelligence. Jnānam means knowledge. Asammohaḥ means freedom from doubt or delusion or any confusion. Kṣamā means forgiveness. Satyaṁ means truthfulness. Damaḥ means control of the senses. Indriya Sanyaman. Śamaḥ means control of mind. Manavar Sanyam. Sukhaṁ means happiness. Duḥkhaṁ means distress. Bhāvah means birth. Abhāvah means death. Bhayaṁ means fear. Cha means also. Abhayam means fearlessness. Eva means also. Cha means and. Ahiṁsā means non-violence. Samatā means equilibrium. Tuṣṭihi means satisfaction. Tapah means penance or austerity. Dānaṁ means charity. Yaśo means fame. Ayaśah means infamy. Bhavanti means come about. Bhāvā means natures. Bhūtānāṁ means of living entities. Matta means from me, and this is what Krishna is saying, from him. Eva means certainly, and pṛthag-vidhāḥ means they are variously arranged. So the translation is intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame and infamy, all these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. Matta eva pṛthag-vidhāḥ. So Krishna is claiming, I am not only the creator of devatas, rishis, all the living entities, all the material things, all the universes and planetary systems, but even these qualities that the living entities display are also created by me alone. Matta eva pṛthag-vidhāḥ. So this is how we are getting into how big Krishna is, how big God is. When we say Bhagavan, we generally say it just, oh, Bhagavan means some person or something. But when we start understanding more and more from the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and other Vedic Puranas or Srimad Bhagavatam, everywhere, then when we try to understand this in truth, then we start realizing what Almighty God means. We generally keep saying Almighty God. Almighty means full, completely powerful. When we say powerful God, what does that really mean? So Krishna, he is saying here, little by little in the Bhagavad Gita, and giving us this understanding what really God or Bhagwan means. So he is claiming here that all these qualities, what you can see in any living entity, they are also created by me alone. So let's read the purport, and because this is a long purport, because Prabhupada wanted to write about all the qualities that Krishna is given here. So we'll probably read few and then discuss those and go, then read next few and then discuss those. And maybe we'll continue discussing these two verses next week also, depending on how much time it takes, because these are very big qualities, and about each we can talk at length. So let's read the purport. I think we can read 2 pages. How about Rajesh Antaraman Prabhu? You read first,
Yes.
and then Rajesh Parve Prabhu, you can read the next set, and then we'll start discussing what we read so far.
Right. The different qualities of living entities, be they good or bad, are all created by Krishna, and they are described here. Intelligence refers to the power to analyze things in their proper perspective, and knowledge refers to understanding what is spirit and what is matter. Ordinary knowledge obtained by a university education pertains only to matter, and it is not accepted here as knowledge. Knowledge means knowing the distinction between spirit and matter. In modern education, there is no knowledge about spirit. They are simply taking care of the material elements and bodily needs. Therefore, academic knowledge is not complete. Asammohaḥ, freedom from doubt and delusion, can be achieved when one is not hesitant and when he understands the transcendental philosophy. Slowly but surely, he becomes free from bewilderment. Nothing should be accepted blindly. Everything should be accepted with care and with caution. Kṣamā, tolerance and forgiveness, should be practiced. One should be tolerant and excuse the minor offenses of others. Satyaṁ, truthfulness, means that facts should be presented as they are for the benefit of others. Facts should not be misinterpreted. According to social conventions, it is said that one can speak the truth only when it is palatable to others. But that is not truthfulness. The truth should be spoken in a straightforward way so that others will understand actually what the facts are. If a man is a thief and if people are warned that he is a thief, that is truth. Although sometimes the truth is unpalatable, one should not refrain from speaking. Truthfulness demands that the facts be presented as they are for the benefit of others. That is the definition of truth.
Thank you, Rajesh Prabhu. I think we'll just read other 2 paragraphs or next couple of paragraphs, Rajesh Parve Prabhu, and then we'll stop reading there. Yes, Rajesh Parve Prabhu.
Yes. Control of the senses means that the senses should not be used for unnecessary personal enjoyment. There is no prohibition against meeting the proper needs of the senses. But unnecessary sense enjoyment is detrimental for spiritual advancement. Therefore, the senses should be restrained from unnecessary use. Similarly, one should restrain the mind from unnecessary thoughts. That is called kṣamā.
Kṣamā.
Sham.
Kṣamā.
Shama. Okay.
शमन करणे म्हणतो ना आपण. दमन आणि शमन
Dhamman and
यातला क्षमा.
Shama. That is called Shama. One should not spend one's time pondering or earning money. That is a misuse of the thinking power. The mind should be used to understand the primary necessity of human beings, and that should be presented authoritatively. The power of the thought should be developed in association with the persons who are authorities in the scriptures, saintly persons and spiritual masters, and those who are thinking, whose thinking is highly developed. Sukhaṁ, pleasure or happiness should always be in that which is favorable for the cultivation of the spiritual knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And similarly, that which is painful or which causes distress is that which is unfavorable for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Anything favorable for the development of Krishna consciousness should be accepted, and any time unfavorable should be rejected. Bhavo, birth, birth should be understood to refer to the body. As far as the soul is concerned, there is neither birth nor death, that we have discussed in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Birth and death apply to one's embodiment in the material world. Fear is due to worrying about the future. A person in Krishna consciousness has no fear because by his activities, he is sure to go back to the spiritual sky, back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, his future is very bright. Others, however, do not know what their future holds. They have no knowledge of what the next life holds. So they are therefore in constant anxiety. If we want to get free from anxiety, then the best course is to understand Krishna and be situated always in Krishna consciousness. In that way, we will be free from all fear. In this Srimad Bhagavatam 11 to 37, it is stated, bhayaṁ
एक मिनिट हा.
दिव्यत्याभिनिवेशस्यात्.
इथे वाचता येईल.
भयं द्वितीयाभिनिवेशतः. भयं द्वितीयाभिनिवेशतः. ओके. द्वितीयाभिनिवेशतः स्यात्. Fear is caused by our absorption in the illusory energy. But those who are free from the illusory energy, those who are confident that they are not the material body, that they are spiritual parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who are therefore engaged in the transcendental service of the Supreme Godhead, have nothing to fear. The future is very bright. This fear is a condition of persons who are not in Krishna consciousness. Abhayam, fearlessness, is possible only for one in Krishna consciousness.
Thank you, Prabhu. Maybe we can read. Okay, Madhu Prabhu, do you want to read the next two paragraphs from Ahimsa?
Ahiṁsā, non-violence. Means that one should not do anything which will put others into misery or confusion. Material activities that are promised by so many politicians, sociologists, philanthropists, etc., do not produce very good results because the politicians and philanthropists have no transcendental vision. They do not know what is actually beneficial for human society. Ahiṁsā means that the people should be trained in such a way that the full utilization of the human body can be achieved. The human body is meant for spiritual realization. So any movement or any commissions which do not further that end commit violence on the human body. That which furthers the future spiritual happiness of the people in general is called non-violence. Samatā, equanimity, refers to freedom from attachment and aversion. To be very much attached or to be very much detached is not the best. This material world should be accepted without attachment or aversion. That which is favorable for prosecuting Krishna consciousness should be accepted, and which is unfavorable should be rejected. That is called samatā, equanimity. A person in Krishna consciousness has nothing to reject and nothing to accept, save in terms of its usefulness in the prosecution of Krishna consciousness.
Thank you, Prabhu. I think we'll leave the remaining for next week, because I don't know if we'll finish the discussion of all these as well. But if you, and you may have realized when reading these, each term, each quality that Krishna mentions here has its own deeper meaning. And then there are so many verses, I was thinking, that refer to these qualities in the Shastra. So first claim is the different qualities of living beings, be they good or bad, all are created by Krishna. And that's what he's saying here. And he just lists some qualities here, and then Prabhupada is writing about those qualities. So intelligence, first, what is intelligence? So the function of intelligence is to discriminate between what is good and bad based on our knowledge, level of knowledge what we have gained, based on our modes of goodness what we are into. And we learned that satogun, rajogun, and tamogun, and they are always pulling us up and down. And based on that, actually in the 18th chapter, we'll learn more about what does buddhi in satoguna means, what does buddhi in tamoguna means, and what does buddhi in rajoguna means. So intelligence in mode of goodness, intelligence in mode of passion, and intelligence in mode of ignorance. All these we'll learn in detail in the 18th chapter. But intelligence here, as it is said, it is power to analyze things or discriminate between what is good for me and what is not good for me. So that is what intelligence is. So the function of intelligence is to say yea or nay, yes or no to certain things. And intelligence is what? The intelligence is the means by which we should control our mind. And our intelligence works based on our understanding of, as in Kathopanishad says, Shreyas and Preyas. These are the two words that are used to decide what is really good for us and what is palatable, but it may not be good for me. So if you remember, we probably read that verse few times in the second chapter, 7th verse, when Arjuna surrenders to Krishna, and then Krishna actually starts talking about this Divya Jnana or transcendental message in the Bhagavad Gita. Before that, it is just a friendly talk. So he says to the Krishna that Nishreyasan Nishchitam Bruhitan me Shishyasteham Shadimam Tvam Prapannam. So he uses that word Shreyas. So please tell me what is Shreyaskar for me, what is really beneficial for me. Let's look at that verse. 7th shlok, what he says, that Karpanya dosho bhatasva bhavo. Pruchhami tvam dharma sammudacheta. I am asking you, Pruchhami, what is really my dharma now? And then he says, Yat Shreya. What is really Shreyaskar for me now? Shreya, Shreyas. And please tell me Nishchitam. Please tell me certainly what is Shreyaskar for me. And he understands that Krishna is Krishna's eternal devotee. So he knows that Krishna is God. So then he declares that Shishyaste aham. Now I am your disciple. Now I am your shishya. I am not just your friend anymore now. Shadhimam, please instruct me. Tvam prapannam, I surrender unto you completely. Excuse me. So that is what buddhi tells us, what is shreyas and what is preyas. So some examples that come to my mind is for a student who probably when the exam is near, he understands what is shreyas for him. So what is really beneficial for him is to study for the exam and prepare well so that he can do well in the exam. But there are also temptations on, oh, there is a very nice movie that just released. I want to watch that movie. So that is preyas, that is attracting him, that is tempting him. That will give him pleasure also, but it is not really beneficial for him long term. So that is the difference between shreyas and preyas. Preyas, something that gives you immediate pleasure, that is tempting, that is palatable for the moment. But shreyas is something really beneficial for you for growing higher or elevating yourself. And in real sense, in the spiritual matter, growing higher means getting out of this material world and making the best use of this human form of life. Because this form is the only chance where we can learn about this knowledge. We can ask these questions and we can seek for these answers. In any other form of life, it is not possible. So the intelligence here refers to power of analyze and power to discriminate and in their proper perspective. So that's what intelligent means, intelligence. Then the second term is jñānam or knowledge. So knowledge, so in general, we come across somebody who has lots of information and he can tell world juggleries or he can tell things from memory or he can do things. We call him as a very knowledgeable person. But according to the spiritual science or Vedic literature, knowledge refers to understanding between what is the spirit and what is matter, to discriminate between what is spiritual and what is material. So that is real knowledge, and that's what we learn in the second chapter. Krishna spent most of the chapter explaining what is spirit soul. And then he tells that all these living entities, what you are seeing, they are not the real material bodies. Actually, they are spirit soul. And then he elaborates on the qualities of the soul. That soul never dies. Nainam chinnanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, na chainam kledayantapo, na shoshayati maruta. Nainam chindanti shastrani, that the soul cannot be cut by any weapon, any shastra. Nainam dahati pavaka, or pavaka means fire. Fire cannot burn soul. Na chainam yed kledayantapo, or the wind cannot dry it, or even water cannot wither it. So it cannot be touched by any of the material elements. And it is eternal. Na hannate hannamane sharire. So that even when the body dies, when the person, what we call is as dies, soul never dies. There is no death for soul. And there are so many ashcharyavat pashyati. So there are so many intelligent person also. Krishna says that, oh, they look at the soul as very amazing. Some talks about soul as very amazing. And some think about soul as a very amazing, but they do not really understand what soul is or what spiritual being is. So that knowledge is real knowledge according to Vedic literature. Ordinary knowledge obtained by university education pertains only to matter. So all the sciences, physics, chemistry, biology, psychology, or any kind of study that we learn, it is only pertaining to matter. But unfortunately, there is no department in any of the universities around the world to study spirit soul. So everything what we study about, even we may claim that, oh, medically we have progressed, but that medical claim is also for curing the body temporarily. It gives relief from pain, yes, and we should definitely appreciate that. But that is not the ultimate goal of life. And our Vedic literature tells us about what is the knowledge, how do we differentiate between spiritual and material things. So that is what is called knowledge. That's what we learn in second chapter, mostly called as Sankhya Yoga. And it is not accepted as, so the material knowledge is not accepted as knowledge here. So jñānam, whenever Krishna says jñānam, it is not about the material knowledge, not about how much you know about matter, how many problems of math, complicated problem you solve soon or quicker. No, that is not knowledge. Knowledge means knowing distinction between spirit and matter. So, and Prabhupada claims the same thing. In the modern education, there is no knowledge of spirit. They are simply taking care of material elements and bodily needs. Therefore, academic knowledge is not complete. All the material elements, irrespective they are in body or in a space. So all this physics is about speed, speed of light, all the mechanics, potential energies going to space, all the gravitational force and everything, that is all material knowledge. But unfortunately, whole this creation is working by spiritual energy that we don't know. Even when we claim that, oh, there are 3 laws of motion, we studied from Newton, that unless and until something is acted upon by external force, it doesn't move. So that is the very first law of motion of Newton. So that's what inertia is. Inertia means something that is stationary will always remain stationary unless until it is acted upon by some external force. Or something is moving, it will keep moving at the same speed unless it is acted upon by some external force. Where does that force come from? Nobody asks that question. So many planetary systems are moving perfectly. So many things are happening in such an organized way. But we don't ask, where does that force comes from? So that's where this knowledge comes in play. That, oh, a super soul is running the whole universe. Just like each individual body, each individual living entity, be it in whatever body, cat, dog, pig, tree, fish, human, it is moving and it is working because there is a spiritual being inside it. In the same manner, this whole universe is working because it is entered by a spiritual soul. And that is what Paramatma is, super soul is. So this whole function is running by super soul. And there are much more details about this in the Srimad Bhagavatam in multiple places. In the second canto, third canto. So that is knowledge. Then asammohaḥ. Sammoha means, moha means illusion. Sammoha means somebody who is under illusion. And asammoha means somebody is free from that illusion. And the biggest illusion in this material world, that everybody thinks that I am this body. And then he is working in that way and spending whole life working for the body and everything in relation to the body, not really knowing who we really are. We don't understand that I have this body temporarily and I have to make the best use of this body for higher purpose of life. Not just taking birth, growing, producing children, working hard for them, like I don't say it, but our scriptures say it, like a donkey. There are verses in Bhagavatam that says like this, or a pig, and then eventually dying. So that's not this body is meant for. It is for asking for higher purpose. What is the goal of life? And that when one is free from that, that quality is called asammohaḥ, or freedom from doubt and delusion. There is no doubt about my own identity or any delusion. That can be achieved only when one is not hesitant and when one understands the transcendental philosophy, this divya philosophy. When one understands, then he is free from any doubt. He doesn't have any doubt, and then because he doesn't have any doubt about his real identity, he doesn't have anything to fear about. That quality, fearfulness, fear and fearlessness, that comes further, but he doesn't have anything to fear about. And that's how he becomes free from any confusion, free from any bewilderment. But at the same time, we should not accept anything blindly. We talked about this last week. Faith is important, but when we take shelter or when we surrender, we should surrender with intelligence and do not surrender our intelligence. There is a difference, and that's the major difference in Vedic culture or Vedic dharma and most of the other dharmas what we follow, what people follow in all around the world. In Vedic culture, there is always asking questions and inquiring more and more about it. Even the conversation that what we are reading just now, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna could have directly told Arjuna, I am telling you to fight, you should just fight. But that's not happened. Arjuna surrendered to Krishna and he started asking questions. Why I should fight? What is the purpose of life? Please tell me more. And Krishna answered every single question. And in the end, Krishna told Arjuna, now I have given you all the knowledge why you should fight and why you should behave in certain way. Now think about this, deliberate on this, and do what you think is right. So in real religion, in Vedic culture, there is no force to do. The dharma is you always understand with your intelligence and then follow your dharma. So nothing should be accepted as blindly. So when somebody says that, oh, when you are reading Bhagavad Gita or you are following Bhagavad Gita, and that is andhashraddha, that is the difference between andhashraddha and shraddha. Andhashraddha is surrendering our intelligence and not thinking properly, not asking questions, and surrendering blindly, accepting things blindly. And Shraddha is using your intelligence, analyzing things, properly understanding them. If you don't understand, asking questions, reading from scriptures, and then putting Shraddha in that. That is Shraddha. So that is the difference between Andhashraddha and Shraddha, not accepting things blindly. So that everything should be accepted with care and caution. Now the next quality is kṣamā. So we'll probably finish until this paragraph and then we'll stop today. It is almost 10. Kṣamā means tolerance. So we should learn to tolerate things because we are in such a precarious condition in this material world that it is very difficult. And there are so many things working against us in this material world, because world is meant for that. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. This world is created for giving us misery because we are rebellious. We have rebelled from our original dharma, what we are supposed to do as a service to God, to do our bhakti. And that's why we are put into this material condition where the seasons are always there. There is sukha dukkha. In the second chapter, Krishna says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada. Agama apayino nityam stam titikshasva bharata. We should learn to tolerate things, whatever comes, because they are temporary. Matra sparshastu kaunteya. Because we perceive all those through our senses and mind. Matra, tanmatra means everything what we perceive, when our senses come in contact with them, we perceive them like heat and cold, hard and soft. So that's how sukha and dukkha also we perceive. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada. Just like heat and cold we perceive, in the same manner we perceive sukha and dukkha. But then what he tells that tam stitikshasva bharato, because agama apayino nityam. They come and go as seasons come and go. One will never be always happy in this life, and one will never be always distressed in this life. They will come and go. Sukha and dukkha will also come and go, just like summer, winter, fall, monsoon. They come and go. So we should learn to tolerate. In the same manner, people will come and then we will think that they are abusing us, but we don't understand it is something because of our karma we are experiencing. So we should be forgiving. So that's why tolerance and forgiveness should be practiced. We should tolerate things. We should learn to tolerate to certain extent, but we should continue our spiritual progress. And anything that comes in the way of that is, Krishna said that eventually that one should never tolerate. But that should be practiced. One should be tolerant and excuse minor offenses of others. Unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, even a smallest thing people don't tolerate, and that's why there is so much chaos in this world.
Yes.
We are ready to fight on a very small things, or what, as the saying goes, love at first sight and divorce at first fight. I don't know if you have heard this, but yeah, love at first sight and divorce at first fight. So that's how flickering this world is. So,
Yes.
so that's why we should be tolerant enough. We should analyze why I am suffering this pain and then tolerate it. Then satyaṁ, truthfulness, means facts should be presented as they are. And that's what Krishna is also trying to tell here. And Prabhupada is also trying to tell us Bhagavad Gita as it is. Because people concoct Bhagavad Gita. They don't leave even the message of God, concoct that, and then they present their own agenda in the name of Bhagavad Gita. We have so many versions of Bhagavad Gita in this world. Everybody comes and they says, oh, this is in Bhagavad Gita. Or this is in Bhagavad Gita. People claim anything in the name of Bhagavad Gita. गीता में भगवान ने कहा है ऐसा करो. But no, satyam, everything you should know. That's why we should understand what is really there in Bhagavad Gita. It is our duty, because Bharat Bhumite Manushya Janma Hoila Yar, Janma Sarthak Kari Kar Paropakar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that to get birth in the land of Bharat is a great privilege. Because by birth we are given this knowledge, it is our birthright. And this is the highest knowledge anybody can get in this world. So we should learn this and we should janma sarthaka kari. We should make our life successful and then kara paropakar. And then we should give this knowledge to others, the whole world. That is real duty of every Bharatiya actually. Our duty is to give this knowledge to the whole world. This is our real wealth. And the whole world is dying, suffering in absence of this wealth. There are so many problems. We call America as one of the greatest nations. The most sold or most demanded medicine in the world, in the country of America is medicine for anti-depression.
Correct.
There is so much depression in this country. And this country is materially so advanced, so opulent. It's very easy to live in this country in a very, very nice life. There is nothing less in this country, but still people are suffering of loneliness, depression because of need of this knowledge.
Yes.
Because they don't know who they are. And that has to be told. And Prabhupada came and he dared to tell this everyone without any reservation. He gave this knowledge as it is to everyone. So sometimes we say that, oh, you should not present this when it is not palatable. Oh, you should not tell the truth. Okay, of course, you should tell in such a way that in proper way, but you should not hold it if it is beneficial. There is actually in the 17th chapter, there is when we learn about different types of tapa, there is also austerity of vani, speech, or tapa of how to speak. So that how to speak, that is also given there. You should always speak what is beneficial, what is true, what is palatable, and it should always refer to the Shastra. There are 5 tests that are given actually. And we can quickly check that verse actually. It's a very beautiful verse in 17th chapter to 15th verse or so. Let me see. Oh, 17:15. Yeah. So it says here, anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vangmaya tapa uchyati. So the austerity, tapa of vangmaya. Vangmaya means vani, something what we speak or we write or we basically express ourselves in writing or speaking. So what is tapa of vani? So we should learn this. We should always, before opening our mouth, we should have these 5 checks in our mind. What is that? Anudvegakaram vakya. It should not be agitating to others. Udvega means agitation. If I say something and that creates agitation for others unnecessarily, then I should think about that. Should I speak or not? Satyam means it should be truth. I should know that it is truth. Priyam, it is we should try to present is in palatable way, but sometimes if it is not palatable but hitam, then we should be able to present. And then hitam is more important. It is, if I am going to speak, is it going to be beneficial for somebody or something? If not, then I should keep shut, my mouth shut. And then swadhyaya abhyasanam, that if I am going to speak, is it referring to Shastra or is it going to help anybody in or elevate his knowledge in Shastra? Is it Shastra Vani? Swadhyaya Abhyasanam Chaiva. So this 5 is called Vangmayam Tapa. It's the tapa or austerity of speaking, austerity of speech or Vani. So it says austerity of speech consists of speaking the words that are truthful, satyam, pleasing, priyam, beneficial, hitam, and not agitating, anudvegakaram, to others,
Yes.
and also in regularly reciting the Vedic literature. So we should use our Vani to recite the verses from Bhagavad Gita, recite some mantra like Hare Krishna mantra or any other chants. Those are given
Correct.
according to Vedic literature, not any concocted. Because people concoct mantras these days.
Oh.
Yeah, they come up with, I have seen people, they come up with so many things.
Yes,
People are
yes.
very intelligent and crooked these days.
They
So,
use it to convenience.
yeah. So, satyaṁ, so truthfulness is very, very important. And then the definition of truth is that is given. The truth should be spoken straightforward way so that others will understand actually what the facts are. And when we are telling truth, we should have the basis of that on what grounds it is truth. That's why Prabhupada always quoted verses from Shastra when telling anything. And even when
Yes.
as the more and more I study about other scriptures, the more, and when I read this purport, everything is coming from Shastra. Everything is coming from some or the other verses from Vedic
Yes.
literature. If the man is a thief, people are warned that he's a thief, then it is truth. We should warn people. We should not protect him. But today's day and age, oh, we try to protect even murderers.
Oh, yes. In fact, murderers are more protected.
Yeah. Although sometimes truth is unpalatable, one should not refrain from speaking truthfulness
Yes.
in the demand that facts must be presented for the benefit of others. That is the definition of truth. So Satyam is very bold. So I think we will stop the discussion today. We'll discuss the next things when others are here. But let's get some
Yes.
reflections until what we read. We finished only 2 paragraphs today. But that's why I've said this set of verses is very deep because every quality,
True.
there are so many things given in the scriptures. So any
I
thought?
think this was the first we saw as a set. Aina?
Please, yes.
This was the first we saw as a set. All others are singular.
Yeah. You mean the set of verses or set of qualities?
Set of verses.
No, there are few we read before. There
Oh.
were a set of verses, yeah. There are set of 3 or 2 or 4 verses together because they combine. Now this verse, just reading one doesn't make any sense, right? Because it is summary
Yes.
of all the qualities. So it makes
Correct.
sense reading all the qualities and what it says
Yes.
about it. Yeah. Mhm. Yes. Any thoughts, Prabhuji? Is it thought provoking
Yes.
enough?
Oh, yes.
My thing is, it's very nicely said. In universities, only related to matter is only what is taught actually, and we all the universities work toward discovering matter actually, which is
Yeah.
already there and finding out of that.
Yeah.
And that also we are not discovered fully. Many
Mhm.
things are there undiscovered, and we are discovering. So, but beyond matter, spirit is also there, and Indian teachings or Indian philosophy teaches this Bhagavad Gita, I think, about the spirit also is important in our culture actually.
Yep.
Knowing the spirit and this, and I feel ki maybe in the very old now we all go only by the English education actually what Britishers have
Western
taught us.
education, unfortunately, yes.
But before that, there maybe having a study of both, study about the matter, study about the spirit. And that was only in India that time. If you take out the history of all the people beyond 200 years back, they were all in, means, leave aside some certain civilizations like India,
Mhm.
China, or Roman, or Iran, Beyond that, nothing was there in the world actually. And we were really, I feel we were really progress that time to learn this and know. So this is a really thought-provoking for me actually. And I am surprised even the qualities mentioned here, intelligence, mind, daya, kṣamā, and control on senses, all those things also are given by Krishna, or also these are part of Krishna's
Yes.
managed. I mean, this is under the blessing of Lord only. Somebody gets more, somebody gets less, something like that.
Mhm.
So everything is Krishna,
Yes.
material thing also and spiritual things also.
Mhm.
All these qualities come under spiritual things, correct?
Mhm.
This is something beyond material things.
So these are also material qualities. They are in the matter, but and the qualities of each and what you said just now. We are going to read that, but we can just so
Yes.
here if you
Which
say
one? Heat, huh?
we are going to read in the text 8 of this chapter.
That this is what I am the
So-
source of all spiritual and material world. That's what. So it is known to us only material world actually. What we see is there, but there is much bigger than that is a spiritual thing,
Yep.
spiritual world. And this all originate from Krishna. I mean, that consciousness is good enough for a person to leave aside all his anxiety, fear,
Yep.
worries,
Yes.
and whatever, all ego, anger, everything, because he is nowhere actually. I mean, he doesn't control anything, correct? And it is only a competition for material things actually.
Yeah.
Uh,
So-called competition.
So-called competition for material things, and beyond that, what actually? Beyond what exactly to be done now? After that, what?
Mhm.
So spiritual matter can answer that. Spiritual things, if we are in Krishna conscious, I mean, this can answer ki what is next. I
This is
mean,
telling
the
Krishna is
spirit,
telling
and
what
it is
is
very
beyond.
nicely said. He don't have to worry about his future. If he
Yeah,
is, you are in consciousness and you are aligned. Yeah.
yeah, we'll read that when Bhaya comes next week. Bhayam
Yes.
Nivishata Satyaṁ.
हाँ
So
हाँ
that a person who is in
हाँ
Krishna consciousness, he doesn't have
so
anything to fear about. Because the fear comes from thinking about future. So a real
yes
Krishna conscious
yes
person, of course, a real Krishna conscious person,
Will not fear.
he has no anxiety. And we can see this from the lives of all the saintly persons, even in Maharashtra, all the saintly
Yes,
persons,
yes.
they didn't have any fear. Tukaram Maharaj, Namdev Maharaj, Eknath Maharaj, Janabai, all these saintly persons
yes
didn't have any fear. They didn't need
yes
any material education. But anyway, yeah.
correct
One thing I would differ from what you said is that there was nothing beyond the Europe or other things. No, there was whole world was always existing.
Yes.
Whole world and whole world was called Bharatavarsha. This is in the Mahabharata, and
Yes.
it was ruled from Hastinapur, and that's why always people wanted to capture Delhi or Hastinapur, even in the recent history, because
Hmm.
it was always the whole world was ruled from here. And there is a verse actually
Hmm.
that I
That
can.
means Hastinapur or India was really a spiritual center, and all from all point of view it was the center. It is the
Yes.
main kingdom actually, correct?
So India has been divided not for last few years. It has been divided for hundreds of thousands of years. It has been broken, and
Correct.
now the small piece of land, what we call India, is Bharat. But Bharatavarsha, now in last 100 years, we saw the division of Pakistan, Bangladesh, and all other stuff. Before that, Afghanistan was gone. Before then, Bangladesh, Burma, Cambodia, all that are gone. In Cambodia, there is the largest Vishnu temple is in Cambodia.
Temple.
Yeah, yes.
Angkor Wat.
Angkor Wat.
Yeah. So that was part of Bharat.
Correct.
It was not
Yes,
different.
yes.
Then this
But that-
Mauritius, Malaysia is
All of
actually
them are-
Malaya Hills.
Correct.
But
Everything.
you can see India, 140 crore people are living peacefully,
Mhm.
progressively,
Yeah.
happily. Okay, there may be some here and there, it is there. But can you imagine 140 crore? Okay, it may be a China, but to control China is a very regimental culture actually. It is a different type of thing. Countries where lesser population people are not happy despite having everything. Means if you see the African countries or European places, many places, the thing and kind of a war and this thing is going on. So I feel so ki, it is not only material. Your what I say, your spiritual background should be strong enough for the
Yes.
society to live on. Actually,
Yes. Actually,
Correct.
in olden days, now I think the happiness index is also kind of messed up. But in olden days, if you remember, Steve Waugh's time, cricketer Steve Waugh, they used to come here and he had something in Calcutta, some donation charity or work he used to do.
Yes.
So
Correct.
he was interviewed once. I remember when I was in school that time. And he
Correct.
said,
Correct.
I always wonder that even whenever I visit India and Indian people, they are the happiest people I have ever met.
yes,
Correct.
Even though they
it is
do not
true
have
actually.
all the things, they may be poor
Yes,
from material perspective, but they are very happy,
Jawahirlal Nehru.
satisfied.
True.
That's what
True.
his comment that in that interview was. I remember that. I
Yes.
barely remember that. But he said they are
Correct.
always, if you see, even if you meet on people in the villages or anywhere, they're always smiling, happy, peaceful.
Mm.
They won't trouble you, quiet. So,
that is what. That is what. I
yeah.
mean, the even this Israel war,
Mm-hmm.
the people who complete their duty, they
Mm-hmm.
have a commission of because who are at the forefront, they have a duty of they say only 4 months or 5 months only, and they come back and next batch goes there.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys are coming to our Himalayan side, Uttarakhand. There are many good ashrams are there, and they are coming and staying
Yes.
there just for mental health,
Yep.
for a
Correct.
peace to. I mean, the world is so big. Actually, they can go anywhere and stay there. Many things are there. They maybe feel secure here. And another thing is what is required was a peace mind. I mean, this again, that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I again think what prevails is a long-term prevail is a thought actually, the good thought and this thing.
Yeah.
The knowledge
No,
which
this
prevails.
knowledge, the spiritual knowledge is what
That
prevails.
spiritual
That is
knowledge
important.
Correct.
prevails.
And
Correct.
unfortunately, we are losing it big time.
I
Unless we
don't
preserve
think
it.
so. We are not losing. Actually,
No.
I feel a lot of activities in that direction, many places. Okay. Uh, it may be in varied form how people, but people are equally devotional and equally this thing. See, India is a mix of politics, religion, all these things are there. Some good elements, some bad elements will enter and things will happen. But overall, society-wise, if you see it is there actually. Big way people
Is
do that.
there, but if you compare how fast it is
Correct.
declining, you
Hmm.
will be amazed.
Okay.
It is there. Yes, I
No.
agree completely.
I tell you, I will, okay, in Australian
See,
society, I was reading. So almost 30, as per recent their water survey, 40% people say they don't have religion. Zero. They are not of any religion.
Mhm.
And remaining guys in that almost remaining 45% more than that, they are Christianity and other are within that. Okay.
Where is this?
So Australia.
Australia. Okay.
Australia.
Mhm.
Huh. Thing is, see, the more and more people are denouncing the religion.
Mhm.
there. And because the religion, meaning of religion, and what exactly religion means. Yes, I am Hindu. What exactly I have to do? I mean, what defines my
Ah,
Hinduism? Huh. So that
plenty.
I have some answers. I have some scriptures I read and I become peaceful, and I like this way of life. Okay. And there people are coming out actually. Maybe some vacuum will be there. Means it is, as you said, it is not only India. If you see
No
in
other.
case of US also, maybe yearly 5 lakh people will come out, denounce their religion, and 5 lakh people may get converted also. It is like that.
Mm-hmm.
So these things happen continuously.
No, see, let us look at it this way. The entire education is run by the Western philosophy,
Yes.
which does
Yeah.
not talk about the mind. It talks only about matter.
Exactly.
Okay. Mind, therefore, is so esoteric that it requires a psychologist to decide based on matter what it is. So, control of the mind is something they don't know. They drug it. The reason for this is simple. Religion is seen as me, I have told you this, you follow this, you are religious. Christianity says you do this, you are religious. Muslim says you do this, you are religious. Rest, whatever you do. Whereas the only thing that Hinduism teaches is one is the physical aspect, the other is the finer aspect of the mind, because that is the reason why we also believe in rebirth. Anything associated with the mind means memories. Memories also means rebirth, because at some point in time you will come with, there are some things which we cannot explain, right? Some fears are there, some phobias are there. It is not genetic. My parents didn't teach it. You still carry it. It is basically because of the fact that every spirit comes back with some memories, not exact memories, but some memories. The Ajna Chakra is nothing but that. And that is what also tells you that, अरे पाण्यात मला भीती वाटते. It reminds you, पाण्यात भीती वाटते. So you see a lot of water, you get, nobody knows why. You also don't know why. So these are the things that the Western thing completely lacks. And this has been forgotten over a period of time. We are also getting into Western education. So we are forgetting the same thing. Whereas in all the Vedic scriptures, you will see Bharatavarshe, Bharatkhande, Jambudvipe. So as RRD Prabhu says, the whole world was Bharat. There was nothing else. Because the entire Jambudvipe or the entire universe, we are referring to as Bharatavarshe, Bharatkhande, and so on. That itself is a big indicator that there has been some shift. Nobody knows. It's exactly, in fact, it is more esoteric than the Big Bang. Nobody knows what the Big Bang was. And that is where the confusion lies. We are slowly getting back, but the decline has been rapid, and the decline still is more or rapider than the, what do you call, getting back.
Yeah.
And denouncement, see, Christians, they have realized very early that there is nothing like religion, because they don't know what are they getting out. See, when you say you have a religion, you are getting a lot of things. Correct? You have some rituals, you have some things, some principles to follow, some things which have scientific basis. All these things, okay, now that we don't know, but they have nothing. So all they can do is go to church, sit in silence. For after a particular time, they think कि बॉस इसका मेरे को मिलता क्या है, मैं तो साइलेंस पे घर पे भी बैठ सकता हूँ. I am supposed to dress up and go to church, but what happens? Nothing
I
really.
wouldn't say that that is completely true. They get some peace of mind. They get some service. Actually, I appreciate both the Muslims and Christians, because they dedicate lot of time and money for their churches and masjids. We don't do good
Yes.
job, unfortunately. And they dedicate a lot of they do lot of work But again,
Hmm.
that is also mostly at material level. There is so much
Yes.
charity goes, so much help within the community that goes around. That is really commendable, and I really appreciate that. Whatever those two
Yes.
communities do, that is very nice. They do
Some
really
things are
nice
very,
work.
very good.
There are so many churches come if there is something happens here in the
Yes.
catastrophe, like earthquake happens. There are so many churches will come and help people, and then they also. One thing I found with churches is they don't ask you if you are from this religion or that. They will help you.
Yes.
They
Help
help.
you.
So that's very commendable thing that they do, and that's why people who are like a humanitarian kind of work, they associate with church. Then they help
Yes.
people because that helping nature is there. So that's a very good quality. So, but the problem with somebody who is asking higher questions beyond material body,
They
people
have no
really
answers.
do not get answer to their questions. That's
Correct.
where that they lack. And that's where I have seen, particularly in ISKCON, there are so many devotees who came. They said that they were very stout Christians, or they're dedicated to churches, but they
Yeah.
didn't get answers to their questions. Why God is like this? What does God really mean, and all that? And they say, "Oh, we
True.
were getting these answers in here." And now they are the dedicated Vaishnavas. And they are the one who started many temples worldwide, actually, because they
Yes.
found out the real
If you will
purpose of
notice,
religion.
sorry.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now, if you will notice,
Mhm.
I have seen that people from there who are now Vaishnavas
Mhm.
are more disciplined.
Very.
And that is the thing is, if you tell them we don't follow because we conveniently take it to असं काही नाही, our convenience. We have reached that stage. If even except in Sikhism में they only make you do there, go to the Gurudwara, and you are free to take up any service.
Mhm.
You can wipe the floors, जूते साफ कर सकते हो, whether you are a millionaire or what you are. The only religion or the only subset of our religion where it is practiced, we had it but we are not. Surprisingly in the West, आता इथे कसं कोणी ठोकून गेला त्याला म्हटलं 300 लाईनचं मला एक एसे दे आणि तू जा. In the US they
That
would have
is
said,
exceptional cases. That is corruption.
I'm saying,
Mhm.
I'm using it as an example
Mhm.
because see, there they would rather advocate some church community work,
Mhm.
do something in the church, do something in an orphanage,
Mhm.
and that is a corrective method they standard use. आपल्याकडे तो standard नाहीये.
Mhm.
We have not standardized it, so we should have been the first to do.
No, we have been very liberal in whatever we do. I am Hindu. I am
Correct.
allowed to do anything. I want to drink. I'll drink. I'll
That
do
liberalism they have
whatever
taken
in the
too far.
name of Hinduism. So
Correct.
yeah,
That is a major
That
thing in our
liberalism.
that's the problem. We don't know what really the
correct.
purpose of scriptures is and what really religion is. So, but
No,
that's the,
actually, there is no rigid method to follow Hinduism. That's why also
no,
it is
that's
like
the beauty of it. But we have abused it.
uh,
Yes.
That's the
Correct.
problem.
Correct.
The beauty
That's what I
is that
meant.
there is no rigid, because every level you can do and you can still be, but we have abused it to so extent, and we have
Correct.
degraded ourselves in the name of Hinduism.
hmm.
That's the problem.
That,
But anyway,
that's what I said when I meant
yeah,
that the people that side are more disciplined.
yeah, they are very
काहीतरी केलं
disciplined.
पाहिजे
We
तर
have to
केलं पाहिजे.
learn those things
No,
from
no.
them.
Yes.
That discipline in business also, the overall, and even in religion also, everywhere that prevail actually.
Mhm.
It is seen everywhere.
Actually, when the word shishya comes, like disciple, so this
Ah,
disciple comes from discipline. You are ready to be
Yes.
disciplined by the spiritual master. Then you
Correct.
are real disciple. So anyway, I think we ran over a lot of time, but here I
Yes.
wanted to show one verse here. In the beginning, when very first chapter, when Sanjaya is telling, he's narrating the whole Bhagavad Gita to Dhritarashtra, right? So he is narrating, who is there, and then he was referring to who blew which shankha. So he's referring to him as Prithivipate.
Prithvipate.
Yeah. He's
Very
calling Dhritarashtra as king of earth.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So this is in the Bhagavad Gita. So Dhritarashtra, it was ruled from Hastinapur. Even, and there were other kingdoms, but they were always under Hastinapur. Even this Dwarka and everywhere. That's why there was a fight between Balram and Duryodhan, and that time Duryodhan was very upset because he said, "Oh, all these people who are working under me, and they are now thinking great about them." He was talking about Balram and Krishna. So, but yeah, and Krishna also accepted them as a king in that manner. So the world was ruled from Hastinapur.
काय powerful लोक असतील ते एवढे.
So he's referred, Dhritarashtra is referred as Prithivipate. Here in the translation, actually, it is written only the O king, but Prithivipate means ruler of the Prithvi, ruler of the whole earth.
World.
Yeah, ruler of the world. Yeah. Just wanted to mention that. Yeah. Anyway, we ran over time a little bit, but yeah, it is. Take this thought with you, read more, and then next week we'll continue these same verses.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so
Hare
much. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.